Welcome to Aspire TV. I'm Jan Waldman, and today our guest is Mathew Fisher. Welcome, Mathew. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
Now, where did you come from today? Where did you drive from today?
South Shore of Mass, Weymouth.
Okay, not too far, I hope.
No.
No, great,
Yes.
great. Now, Mathew, you are a writer and director of Boomastic Films.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Boomastic Films is a production company I started in 2002. All derived from, I've been a film fan for a long time, and we just kind of came to a place where, like, you can realize you can start to, like, you can make your own film. So we jumped on board with that and started making our own film.
Now, how young were you when you really got into the filming, the bug?
When I was really young, in like my earlier teenage years, I was always like shooting. I'd shoot like family parties and stuff like that with the camera and stuff. But we didn't really get too serious into, you know, the art of like writing and actually producing and getting them done until like early like 2000, 2002. I was probably like my early 20s at that point.
And that's when you started?
And that's when I started.
And then did you start hooking up with local actors, or how did you make Boomastic Films?
I came about, that was kind of the dawn of really the internet age, and the best thing about that was you were able to reach out to, you know, other filmmakers that, you know, that I grew up liking a lot, so I could hit them up for advice and such. And what came about from that is I was really contemplating film school, and the more people I talked to about it, the more they told me, instead of going to film school, take that chunk of money that you have and just make your first film.
Wow.
So that's what I did, and it was quite a learning experience.
And what film was that?
That was Stupid Man. Yes.
And what genre was it?
That was like an exploitation type film, like a comedy exploitation. It was right around the Toxic Avenger, if you've ever seen that, meets like Taxi Driver.
Okay.
I had the director of the Toxic Avenger made a cameo in it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. We went to New York to shoot that.
That's ambitious.
Yeah,
Very nice.
You gotta go for it. With filmmaking, it's one of those things you really gotta like go straight into. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because the cards were already kind of stacked against you, I feel, to begin with.
Yes,
so.
they are. It's a difficult industry we're in.
Yeah.
So, well, that's great. Now, tell me a little bit about DJ
Stan the Man.
Yes, that one.
DJ Stan the Man is starring Chase Carson and Frankie Magambo, Peter Morris from they're pretty big in the Massachusetts film community.
Yes, they are. Yes, I know them all.
The film, it's about a character named DJ Stan who 20 years ago was like the hottest DJ around. He was like a real rock star.
And who plays that role?
Chase Carson.
Okay, Chase.
And he was like a real rock star DJ. Like if you were going to go to the club on the weekend to see a DJ, that was the DJ you were going to be.
Okay.
And then we jump forward to now, and he's only doing weddings. But like in his head, he feels like he's still that rock star. So he has a big ego, and he clashes a lot with like his crew. So it's a dark comedy. It's fun stuff. Yeah.
And what role does Frankie play?
Frankie plays the role of Calvin Michaels, which is his the photographer in the crew.
Okay.
And he's kind of like a hot-blooded Italian type character.
That's good. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. How about Peter Morris?
Peter plays the role of Carlos Fun, who is a slightly younger DJ on the come-up, who is DJ Stan's losing a lot of his wedding gigs too. Oh. Because of Stan's ego and craziness, he's a real wild card. So even though he's good at what he does, he's a mixed bag. So it's a safer choice to go with Carlos Fun. And he's building a name for himself. So it's kind of like the rivalry, between the two.
Now, what is your role on this?
I'm a writer, director, and producer on this one.
Wow, that's big. That's big.
And
it's a lot of work. A lot of hats to wear for one production.
Yeah, it was. It's been a long production. We really didn't have no money going into it.
Is this a web series, or is this?
This is a feature.
Is this a feature?
This is a feature film.
Okay. Yeah. And when is it out? It's coming out.
It's coming out. We're looking to premiere it in May.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a full-length feature.
Full-length feature, yep.
That's great. And now, who's your cameraman for this? Do you have a few?
Mike Calvin. Mike Calvin was the cameraman on it.
Okay.
And we did Aaron Tebow did some additional camera work on it.
It takes a lot of people to make a movie.
It sure does. Yeah,
It really
it's a collaborative effort.
It really. Now tell me about Insomniac.
Insomniac.
I worked with you on this
You
one.
sure did. Did a great job. Insomniac's a short film, psychological thriller, starring Rick Chandler, Ray Booten's in it, Alex Hawks, some more people from the community. We got Sabrina Dennison in it. She was in Alejandro Jodorowsky's Santa Sangre,
Yes.
which is very cool, beautiful, like art house film from '89, I believe, is when it came out. And but Insomniac is about a gentleman who has real insomnia issues, and he's tried a whole bunch of things to try and get over them.
Played by
Richard Chandler.
Perfectly.
And he kind of goes to the medical field for help to get over the insomnia, try and figure out a way. And that just, it almost like creates like, I don't know, like a weird, it's, I don't know, without going
A
too
dreamlike
into
state,
it's,
or-
well, he's already having like these dreamlight stakes, dreamlight situations, and it almost like once the medicine he's given gets brought into the game, it kind of like adds to it.
Yeah,
you
we can't
know?
give it away.
We can't. I don't want to give too much
don't
away.
give it away.
Yeah, it's a short film, so I don't want to go too crazy
right,
with it. You know what I mean?
And as a side, I have to say that we
Yeah.
filmed at my husband's doctor's
Yes.
office, and that was really a fun day.
That was a fun day.
It was a fun day. They needed an office,
Yep.
and my husband kindly offered his.
Yes.
So, and then we had a nice dinner later together, and
That was
it was
great,
it was a
thank
good
you.
day. We had a
Yes.
very nice day filming. It's fun to incorporate fun into shoots because it can be stressful and it can be long and. You know,
definitely got to have like that downtime because it's so go.
it really is.
You know,
Time is money, even if there's no money.
it's pretty much, yeah.
That's right.
But that was fun. That was Sabrina's day in
Yes,
the movie.
I met
which
her.
Was really
Lovely.
Fun. That was a lot
Yes.
of fun. She's a very nice lady.
Yeah. So and so you're wrapped on Insomniac?
Yeah, we're all wrapped up on shooting. I'm waiting on the first cut from the editor, and
And who's your editor for this?
his name is Andrew Lupin.
Okay.
And he's cutting it up right now. He's going to send me over the rough cut.
Good.
And I'm going to give him the notes and such and get the final cut out, hoping to have that out by like June, July.
Now, how many minutes is this short?
It's going to be like 25 to 30 minutes.
And a short is typically how long?
Anything under 45
Right,
they claim
okay.
to be a short film.
And now, are you hoping to submit this to film
yeah,
festivals?
the plan for
or-
it is film festivals and such.
And
Well-
anyone in particular like, or do you?
Oh, I like them all.
like, oh, hope they take you, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, film festivals will be big. We'll probably put it out on like DVD and Blu-ray ourselves personally.
Oh, that's nice.
Because short films don't really get distribution.
No, they
but
don't.
we want to kind of stretch it out as far as we can to
That's
different
nice.
outlets.
That's nice. Now, your other movie that you were involved in,
Yeah.
where the first time I met you,
Yes.
they're doing a big premiere, which my husband and I are attending.
That's great.
And that is, I think, April 9th.
April 9th, yeah.
And it is, the movie is,
The House Across the
Mm-hmm.
Street.
yes, and starring,
Starring Jessica Sonnenborn, Eric Roberts is in it, Alec Rocco from The Godfather,
Yes.
Courtney Gaines, he was in like Colors and Children of the Corn,
Mm-hmm.
Ethan Embry from Can't Hardly Wait, and Dutch with Al Bundy.
Yeah.
You can go back a little.
yeah.
But that was very fun, and Josh Hammond from Jeepers Creepers too.
And how long did you work on that set?
That was on the set. We probably shot for like 3 months, I think it was, on that. We had to come back and do some reshoots on
Yeah,
it.
yes.
But yeah, it was probably 3 months, and we shot that 2 years ago, and
It's been that long. Yeah,
yeah,
it takes a while.
It does take a while, you know.
See, people forget, the films don't come out right away. It takes a
There
bit
was
to
a
get them.
way bigger budget on that one too,
Yeah.
compared to like
Yeah.
a DJ Stan the Man type film.
And who was the director on?
Arthur Lunn
Okay.
directed that.
Yes, I did meet him.
Arthur's
and
a good man.
Yes, he is an interesting man. And
Yeah.
you have something interesting to say about the
Well,
film will be in subtitles. Is this
It'll be in
correct?
subtitle because he's a deaf filmmaker.
Yes, he's a
and,
deaf filmmaker, which is so interesting. And
It's good. I really I admired that in the fact because
Mm-hmm.
putting together a film
Yes.
is hard work, and the fact that he has that
Yes.
aspect of it kind of like not in his arsenal.
you think of film as visual as well as sound.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And to go ahead and do that is it's a Herculean effort, and
Yeah.
it's really, I can't wait to see the film. I think it's going to be wonderful. Have you seen any parts of it or snippets of it?
I've seen the last cut of it. Yeah.
Oh, good.
It should be pretty good.
That'll be fun. And you're
Yeah.
going to be there, aren't you?
Of course I'll be
Of course you're going to
there.
be there. I know you're going to be there.
Yes.
So that'll be fun. So do you have anything in the pipeline coming up that?
Just focusing on kind of DJ Stan the Man's premiere. We're aiming for May. So we get the House Across the Street, April, and then May for Stan, and then the short, like June, July.
So you've got a lot coming up.
Yeah, there's a
The
short,
work's all done, though.
The work's all done, thank God. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a short coming up, I believe August, for Rick Chandler, the star of Insomniac.
Yes.
He's a writer-director himself, and he's doing a short called Witch Hunt.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So we got that followed up, and I'm
And
just
you're working
writing.
on Witch Hunt with him?
Yeah, I'm assistant director on that.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Rich is an interesting guy and
He
a
sure
good
is.
actor, and
Yeah.
he's fun to know.
He's an intense
glad
guy,
I know him.
yeah.
He is.
Yeah,
He's
he
very
is.
intense. So everyone should watch his films just
Absolutely,
to see him. But so you'll be working as assistant director,
Yeah.
and how many days are you shooting on that one?
I think we're only shooting 8 days on that.
Oh,
I
so
believe.
and how many was that a short? Did you say?
That's a short too.
That's
yeah.
also a short.
That'll probably be roughly like half hour.
Now, can you tell me the process for submitting to film festivals? How this usually works out? You submit just kind of run me through it.
Well, when you submit to a film festival, you mail it in. There's a fee, of course, and then they accept the film in, and they view it, and if they like it, they accept you, and then you play at their festival.
And if they don't like you, you lose your money.
You lose your money.
Now, do you submit to specific film festivals with a certain genre, like whatever film type you're making, or do you just do more open submissions?
More open. I feel like, I mean, there are genre festivals, and
Right.
those are always good to go into. But I feel like just it's worthwhile to, go anywhere you really can go, because
Yes.
just to showcase to different audiences. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And,
I think that's good to open it up and.
I feel like if you're doing a good enough project that it'll speak for itself,
Yes.
and they'll want to bring
Yes.
it into their mix.
Now, are you a prolific writer? Can you write quickly, or does it take you a bit to get it going?
Well, it kind of depends on the project. It varies. Probably take me like a couple months. When I sit down to write a script, I'll either like bang it out in like 2 to 3 months, or like what I find myself doing. Like I have so many like scripts that are in progress, because like I'll start one, and then something else will come up, and I keep it. I hold on to it, and then every couple months I'll come back and I'll add a few scenes to it and stuff. And
So you have like a whole array of them, and you kind of go back and add and poke them and see if
I
they're
try
still
and
awake.
jump around. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I try to jump around and kind of touch on different genres. You know what I mean? Because growing up, I loved all types of genres, so I don't really want to stick to one.
Yeah, I think it can be limiting in some ways.
Well, it can be, and then if you do too much, you get really kind of pigeonholed as like a genre director.
That's
which
right.
I wouldn't hate to be a genre director,
Right.
as long as I was getting the budgets to
the
make
big
those films.
genre. Well,
Yeah.
They always say that Boston actors anyway. It's okay if you're put in a category, because then they'll hire you for that.
Yeah.
So it's a little different than Hollywood or
Yeah.
a big actor or whatever. But they tell us in Boston, they say, hey, if someone thinks you look like this, that's okay.
Right.
Because then you can work as this. And
As long as you're working.
As
yeah,
long
you
as
know
you're
what I
working,
mean?
exactly.
Yeah.
So now, do you have anything coming up in the next winter, or have you just not even thought that far ahead? Are you just waiting to see how some of the scripts come out, or?
I'm developing an action film with some other writers right now that we plan on shooting early next year.
Okay.
Which will probably, it'll probably release sometime in the winter. That one has a bigger budget, the biggest budget I've worked with.
Oh, good.
So it should move rather quickly.
Now, not to divulge anything, but your budget, did you get it through a Kickstarter campaign and Indiegogo, or did you have a funder?
Well, the budget isn't there yet, but we're talking to
Invested.
investors.
Good.
It's really hit or miss with those
very hit or
campaign
miss.
funding pages.
You need a lot of people donating $50 to get the money you need.
It's true. When we did DJ Stan the Man, we did an Indiegogo page, and we put a lot of work into it. I think we raised like $46. But it's really a gamble. You got to kind of get it in front of the right people that want to spend the money. and interest them, you know what I mean?
Right, exactly. Now, how did you go about looking for investors, or whoever did look for the investors? You just
For Stan or?
yeah, or for any project. How do you go about finding them?
Well, for Stan, it's for Stan the Man. A lot of that was mainly like my weekly paycheck was the budget for that film. You know, so you got to make the sacrifice when you want to make the film.
Yes,
but
you do.
yeah, but that was pretty much that. We had a few people come in throughout the production to give a couple $100 here, a couple $100 there, and you know, a lot of it was pulled in with just favors and stuff. You know what I mean? And,
Right. And then you do a favor for them, they do a favor for
and then you do a favor. Yeah, it's because everybody kind of in the mix. They have one goal, which is to rise. You know what I mean?
Right, and I think it's a great goal, and I do see a lot of that in the Boston surrounding
Yeah.
area. I really do, and it's nice.
It's true. It's
You know, one thing
yeah.
I did notice about working on set with you guys is that it was a very cohesive set, and people got along really well. It was a calm set, it was a fun set,
Yeah.
and I didn't work that many days with you, but that was one thing that really stood out to me, and I've told everyone, if you can work with Mathew Fisher, you're golden, because, you know, I've worked on a lot of
Yeah.
sets, and it can be difficult.
I hear that a lot when people come on and they say
Yes.
it's like fun.
It's fun, it was fun,
Yeah.
it was easy, it was
Yeah.
calm, it was...
You know, some filmmakers, it's a weird thing where like I don't know why, but they can be very like hard on people, and I don't know why that's.
You're not going to
should
get
be.
the best out of an actor if you're hard on them.
Well, that and I mean, a lot of these people are coming in and they're not working for money,
Right.
and they're working because they have a passion to do it.
Correct.
So you don't want to belittle that. You want to you encourage that, and I feel like if you encourage that, people want to be there. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Exactly.
It all goes back to just being friendly to people. You know what I mean, and a good person.
And you know, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever been involved in the casting part of any of your productions?
Yeah,
or
I always cast all my.
you cast your own.
productions, yeah.
Now, how does that work for you? Do you find that it's easy to find actors, or do you look at them and think they're the right one, and then maybe they're not?
Yeah, it's.
I guess that happens all the time.
I've had a few situations where I've casted the wrong person, and we had to switch over, but not that much.
It happens.
It happens. It's one of those things.
It
you
is
know?
one of those things.
Yeah.
It's like if you're not chosen in a casting as an
Yeah.
actor, you know what? There's so many factors that come into play that you can't really take offense.
Right.
Even if you did a good job, you can't.
Right.
You just might not have their look they want.
Right.
Age, look, whatever. There's so many factors.
I regularly, when I cast, I kind of consider look first, and then, because the way I direct, like, I'm very, like, hands-on, where I like to meet beforehand and stuff, and really kind of, you know, flesh out the character. It's all a collaboration, so, like, I'll bring the actor in or the actress in and just kind of tell them, you know, what my idea for the character is. And then they'll give their idea on it, and then we build from there to kind of make the ultimate character, so to speak. And it's better, I feel it's better for the project, because then when the actor knows that they're putting in the input and that this is part of their creation,
Right, exactly.
you know, they're right in there with it.
Because actors tend to be creative people, as
Yeah.
writers are. And so there is a good, it's better to work together than work
Yeah.
against each other.
Yeah, nobody likes to be like told what to do.
Right.
So like when you approach it with them and they know that they're a part of that creativeness, that they're very gung-ho to go into it, you know what I mean? Whereas if you're just like, do this, do that, you know what I mean? They don't.
Now, do you ever have children in any of your films? Have you had kids? Have you ever worked with kids? Or
In DJ Stan the Man, in House Across the Street, we work with some kids. They say that's like one of the worst things. Animals and children.
Animals and children.
And but the children I worked with were great, and yeah, I mean, I didn't see no issue with it.
Yeah.
I think on like the bigger budgeted films, it's more of a situation because they gotta like, if they're there for a long time, they have to do like a schooling
right,
process.
right. And there's so
while
many
on
hours they can
set.
work, and there are all these
yeah.
issues with that, and you have to adhere to that.
Yeah.
So, but that's all good. So anyway, what's your next thing you run off to do after today? I mean, are you still in the middle of all the premieres and everything, or you just?
Yeah, like tomorrow I'm going to see the editor of Stan the Man,
Good,
just to kind of make sure everything's still in line. I just had an animated intro done for it because we're going for like a real '90s comedy vibe to it.
That's nice.
So I wanted like a Madhouse, or almost like Honey I Shrunk the Kids, how they have those animated intros. They're really fun, kind of help kick off.
Now, how'd you find an animator?
Facebook. internet, you know, I mean.
Yeah, so that you just put it out there on Facebook and then people responded?
Yeah, I mean, in the community, a lot of people came to me. I posted up that I needed it, and I got a lot of messages for, you know, you should use this person and such, and I just kind of went through them and talked to them and made sure who was on the right page type deal, and best for them.
And so you're starting, oh, that's nice. That'll be a nice, a little touch to the film. That'll be great. That'll be.
Chad Kaplan to do it.
Oh, that's who did it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't know him, but
he's very skilled. He's very good at what he does.
Now, when you were working on The House Across the Street, what role did you have in that? Because that was a bigger production.
Yeah, and that was a couple of hats on that one too. I was line producer on that, did special effects, second AD.
Oh, you did a lot.
Yeah, just a little bit of like everything. I acted in it real quickly, real briefly, but just kind of anything. Like I love being on set, so like I don't mind wearing, you know what I mean? This is getting the.
Well, you learn from everything you do, so.
It's true.
You can't lose.
You can't, and the more you know, the more stuff you know, the more likely you're going to end up on a set.
Okay, yeah, that's
You'll
right,
see,
exactly.
With filmmakers, you'll see, it's kind of fun, you'll see that like a lot of them, they really have one goal that they want to do, but they're doing like 5 different things because you have to get yourself to be able to do that one thing, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I always tell people, I mean, if you can just get on set, it's where you want to be anyways. Like with actors, I tell them, you know, if you can get on there, you can do some PA work or anything else. I mean, that's the best place to be because if an actor can't make it, you're acting in the movie now. You know what I mean?
Right, you're there, and they need somebody, and
exactly.
They're not going to stop production.
Right.
They're going to
That's
take
for
what
sure.
they can get, so we know how that goes.
Yeah.
Now, have you had any funny episodes on your sets that things just went haywire, or since the time has passed, it's funny now, maybe it wasn't funny then, or have you had any, or have they run fairly smoothly?
I mean, they've run fairly smoothly. I'm sure there is some things here. With Stan the Man, we've dealt with, you know, if you don't get enough, you know, background actors to come in.
Oh, right.
Because it was wedding based, so there's a lot of wedding party stuff. So, you know, we'd run into a situation where maybe only 10 like background actors showed up.
A very tight shot.
Yeah, very tight shot. You just got to kind of rotate them, and you know what I mean. Each shot, fill it up as much as you can in the background.
Yeah, that can hold you back when you need a lot of backgrounds for an unpaid production. So
I thank all the background actors coming in because sometimes it might not be the most glorious of acting, but it's very much needed, and everybody on set is part of the machine.
Yes.
And if you know.
Right, if you don't have the crowd, or you don't have the wedding attendees, you don't have a wedding.
It's true. I mean, it'll literally ruin the shot.
It will ruin the shot. It won't look real, or you know, like where are all the people, and
right,
you know,
like this is supposed to be a party.
Yeah, this doesn't look like a party.
Yeah.
No. So now the premiere, are you going to be wearing a tuxedo for?
Yeah, I'll probably have to wear a tuxedo for that.
Yeah.
I know.
Walk the red carpet. It's a big deal. It
is, yeah.
And where's it going to be held? And
well, the Stan the Man one is we're talking to theaters now about where we're going to hold that.
Around Boston, you think? Or you don't know?
I don't really know for sure. We're talking to somebody in Medford and Arlington and Dedham right now.
Okay.
Those places. I want to play it in as many theaters as we can. I want to kind
great.
of tour it around, you know, and bring it different places. House Across the Street's in the AMC in Boston, which was nice. We did
a nice after party.
Very very nice after party. Arthur did his film before that conned there.
Oh, okay.
It's a very nice place. Yes.
Yeah, that'll be nice. It'll be a nice
evening.
evening.
It should be good.
So. Anyway, so if people need to reach you, is there a way do you have a website, or what is it? What's the best way to reach you?
The best way to reach me is we get a Boomastic Films, Boombastic Films Facebook page. That's probably your best bet. Just get in there and message. And
you'll see that. Yeah,
I'll see that.
You're good at answering questions and getting back to people.
I try.
Well, Matthew, thank you so much for making the drive and coming up to here today. It was a pleasure, and we thank you from Aspire TV.